Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Welcome to our weekly build update. We really appreciate it. So thanks for coming to our channel and watching, and I would really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button. Only 18% of you that watch these videos actually subscribe to our channel. All right, so since the last time I saw you guys, we have managed to install both decks on both levels. We had Monday off too as a holiday, so in 3 days, I think we had the decks cleaned off and ready to go, and then we got all the decking up there, and then we actually installed the decking over the last few days. We have the gutter company here today. They're getting the gutters in for the waterproof bladders, and all we have left to do on these two decks behind me is wrap our top layer of fascia, which I just made the corner pieces for. I'm gonna go up and get the final measurements on those, get those cut and installed, and then we'll get the longboards in, and then that's done. And then after that, we're probably gonna start installing some crystal rail pods on the main deck and maybe even on the upper deck as well. We have the curved glass here, we have the flat glass here, so that can be an exciting time as well. So stay tuned and see how we do. But that's pretty much what we've done. We'll get into showing you the progress here in a minute once we get up some ladders. All right, so let's go check that out. All right, so here's our top corner trim piece that we're putting in. I had to notch out a little bit for some bladder material that was sticking out. And then I went up, I cut them long so that I could go up and mark where I need them to be, because every time we do a layer of fascia, the lengths and widths change, and I'm trying to get all of the corner pieces to line up kind of nice. Like over here, you can kind of see the line, and I want them to be close. They don't have to be perfect. My previous set were too short, and they were like an inch off, and like if I'm within a quarter inch, that's great, but if I'm an inch off, then the lines are off, and then flow isn't right, and then my yin isn't with my yang, and all that stuff. So it's just better. It's a little extra to work. It's a secondary step. I had to climb all the way up, 24 feet up to mark it, come back down, cut it. I could have probably taken measurements, but I just wanted to be as precise as I could. So now that I have those measurements, I marked them in white. I'll get these cut now, and then I can go up, get these installed, and then we can start measuring out for our fascia boards. What I just did was I did a layout and I pre-drilled the holes to identify where they're gonna go. I always like to have nice, straight, clean lines. Even if we're cortexing something, it always looks better in the end if all the screws are in a straight line that's perpendicular to the board with your square. And then when you go to install it, pre-installing all your fasteners onto a board like this, when you're hanging it so high in the air, it just makes it go a lot quicker. I didn't put any screws on the very end of this board because this board is long, and I'm gonna cut it to fit because it's really hard. Even if I took a measurement on a curve, odds are it's not gonna fit. Most of the time it would end up being too short with that measurement, and then I have to start all over again. I just threw away $100. So instead of doing that, I cut this board about a ½ inch to an inch longer. I've actually cut boards a ½ inch longer, and they still were too short on a curve. And I'm just like, that's a head scratcher, right? That's a financial burden. So this way, I just make it to a certain point, and then I will slowly cut and sand it in so that it fits right on the money, and then I can lock it in. So that's what we're doing today, is we're kind of pre-assembling down here on the ground, and then we're taking this material up to where we need it, and we'll start installing it at one side on the corner so it fits nice and tight, and then we'll bring it around to the trim that I just made, and then we'll splice it there, cut it, sand it. It might take a few attempts because I always go a little less than I need, and then I can bring it closer. And as I get closer, I might even put a little bit of a bevel on that board so that when I bring the clamps in on it, it kind of tricks it to going in. So just a couple tips for those newbies out there, or people that don't do this very often, how to really get your flexible fascia if you're working with curves, how to get those to fit properly. Okay guys, so I cut this board about 1.5 inches long, at least an inch long. And by the time I got over here, I've got only an 1/8 inch of play. It just goes to show you, man, it's better to cut things long when you're working with curves and then sand them back versus trying to cut this thing to the perfect length. It almost never works that way, and hence why I did what I did. So there's your lesson for today on lengths for curves. Yeah, he's got a point. All right, guys, thanks for watching today. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming to our channel and checking it out. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content. Also, don't forget to like this video and share it around with your friends and family. We really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.